Did you see this play? You remember this one with this guy?
Yes.
What did he fall on?
Hang on. The turf monster got him. Turf monster got him. Turf monster just reached up and grabbed him. Yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens a lot.
One of the biggest I would say probably the biggest rivalry in SEC. Now, there's other schools who would say it's not the biggest rivalry, but friends of mine have often told me that the reason the Iron Bowl is so big is because Auburn and Alabama always have something to play for, and like Mississippi State and Ole Miss rarely do. So I would say that the Iron Bowl is probably the biggest SEC rivalry, especially within the Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana area.
South. I mean, it divides families. It divides South. It divides the state of Alabama. If you want to go shopping that day, that's the day to go shopping because nobody's at the mall. Everybody's at home watching the game. Like, I have an aunt. She went to Alabama. My uncle went to Auburn. He got his doctorate from Alabama. But anyway, in '86, we scored in a reverse, and she threw a pillow in a broken lamp. So ever since then, they watched the Iron Bowl in separate bedrooms. That's how serious this is. Okay, there's families, friends that do not talk to each other for days after the game. It has taken me. I'm in mourning this week.
Okay. So before let's Coach is an Auburn fan, in case you didn't know, and the game was pretty tense. And some people have hearkened it back to 10 years ago with the pick six that happened. That this was total payback. So for anyone who doesn't understand, first of all, fill them in on what happened 10 years ago, and then give us a little bit of what happened this weekend.
So 10 years ago, we were 4th. They were 1. And we were playing for the right to go to Atlanta and play Missouri for the SEC championship game. And we had tied the game like 40 seconds left. And then Alabama, they reviewed it and they realized there was 1 second left on the clock when the Alabama player touched out of bounds, because the clock is running when the ball's live, but then the clock stops when the player goes out of bounds, and his foot didn't hit the ground until with 1 second left. Alabama had missed 4 field goals that day, and
basically Saban thought it would be a good idea to say, put 1 second on the clock and let's kick for a field goal to win it now.
But he switched kickers on that last one. He switched kickers, and Auburn put a guy in the end back there just in case, and the kick was short, and Auburn ran it back and ran it back and ran
all the way.
But I do think, and a lot of stuff that I read yesterday was that this game is good. The game Saturday, the ending was good, but it's still not up past the kick six. Kick six is still number 1.
I totally agree. The game this week was, which of these terrible teams can do just a little bit better? Because no one has been great in the SEC this season, and I stand by that for all of you.
There's been a lot of parity in the SEC
who say that Ole Miss has killed it, and I enjoy watching Ole Miss football. I'm not like a huge Ole Miss fan, but they're the closest team to us, and I claim Ole Miss as and people are like, they've had an amazing season. They have, but every other SEC team has sucked. So they've done better than everybody else, partly because the whole level of play is down, and that includes Alabama, because I do not think Milroe is a good quarterback and does not make great decisions on the field, because there were multiple times the other night that he should have just run and he would have gotten the first down, but he just froze on the field with a wide open path straight to a first down.
Yeah. All I know is I honestly, and I'm not.
And Auburn's not great this year either.
No, because we weren't left a whole lot from last year's team. Freeze is a good coach, and he's going to turn them around. It's going to take about another year or two. But after we shouldn't have lost to Mexico State, okay? I didn't think Alabama – well, in this case, it's the good team.
By the way, last week, Auburn paid New Mexico State how much?
$8.5 million.
$1.8 million to come to their house and let them win for their homecoming or whatever.
No, homecoming was earlier in the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to pay y'all $2 million to come to Auburn. We know you're going to lose to us, and it's going to be bad, but we'll give you $2 million to come. And then New Mexico State took the money and came and won the game badly.
Yeah.
What was the score with New Mexico?
31-10. But
31-10. Took their $2 million and then went home.
They're a very good team. I mean, they really are a good team. They're like a 9-win team.
That was embarrassing.
I know it was embarrassing. I know, but I know. But like I said, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, you can't win them all. You know, somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose, right?
Okay, so for people who are now following beyond the Iron Bowl, beyond this week, bragging rights have gone to Alabama. I do not think that Alabama should be celebrating because, as I have just stated, they did not play very well. And this week they will be facing number 1 Georgia. Yeah. Let me tell you how that game's going to go this week.
I think Georgia's, it's in Atlanta, so it's a home game for Georgia. Georgia's probably going to beat them. I haven't seen the spread yet. I haven't seen the line on it yet. But here's the thing, though, man. But Georgia's still, Georgia's not totally, like they had to play out of their minds to beat Ole Miss. Auburn had them on the ropes earlier this year. They had to rally to beat Georgia's Tech Saturday night.
Okay, so who's the team who's got the best shot at taking everything this year? You've got Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia. Those are probably considered the top 3, but who's going to take it all? Do you think Michigan or Ohio are better than Georgia?
So if Oregon beats Washington Friday night for the Pac-12 championship, okay, and Michigan beats Iowa, which I think they will, Florida State has lost their quarterback for the year, okay?
Florida State's out.
No, they're not out. They're still in there.
They're out.
They're 4th.
They're out.
Okay, we'll see.
Who's going to take it all?
Either Oregon or Michigan.
Oregon?
Bo Nix, who played at Auburn, who's now at Oregon, they are scoring at will. The last time they played Washington, it was at Washington Stadium, okay? One of the hardest places to play. The noise level, you can't hear the person next to you, okay? I haven't been there before, but I'm telling you everything I've read. They're playing this game in Las Vegas Friday night, okay? It's a neutral site game, okay? I'm telling you, I think, put your money in Oregon. I think the 4 teams that are going to be in the tournament, remember be in the playoffs, right? They're going to be Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Oregon.
I think it'll come down to Michigan and Georgia, and then I think Michigan will win.
Georgia's going to lose. I think it's going to go 1 Georgia, 2 Michigan State, 3 Florida State, because they're undefeated, and they'll probably going to win the ACC, and 4 Oregon. Okay, now I don't think Georgia has seen anybody who can score at will like Oregon can. Okay, I think Michigan is playing with the house's money right now. Okay, I think you're going to have Michigan, you're going to have Oregon. It's going to be no SEC this year, and I think either Michigan or Oregon is going to win the whole thing. One of those 2 teams. But I think it's going to be Michigan.
You see how the light keeps changing because JJ can't hold it?
No. And I'm surprised that she's holding the camera right here.
I also want JJ to know that she has not complained once about holding the camera for this long segment, and he complained a ton earlier saying his arm was hurting holding the camera. Bree hasn't complained at all. What he has been doing is shaking the light, which the light weighs nothing, by the way. It's a little tiny tube. It weighs nothing.
After Alabama's touchdown, I was like, I'm done with college football for Saturday. I watched a little bit of the Florida State game, and then I just put on an old movie, and I was like, I'm done.
Do you know what I did this weekend?
What?
I canceled my Hulu subscription early. I'm just not going to watch the rest. At this point, I'm done.
I watched some old 1950s crime movie on TCM Saturday night, and I was like, I told Jennifer, like, I'm done with football today. I mean, it takes a while for me to get over an Iron Bowl loss. It does. It takes a few days for me to get over it, you know. But I mean, it is what it is.
Then you've had a lot of issues because Auburn's lost the Iron Bowl a whole bunch of years.
I did go see Napoleon.
A whole bunch
yesterday. I saw Napoleon yesterday.
Was it epic?
Yes. It is not for children.
I'm sure it's not.
Show it in school.
I'm sure it's not.
But it's very, very good. I highly recommend seeing it.